years, but they can only speak for a total of 5 minutes if they are to speak. In total, 5 years. You can do your own calculations.
Yeah, but again, their role...
That's without committee.
Yes, I mean, that is a very small percentage of what they're expected of doing.
That's what they can.
Okugenda plenary, it is a very small percentage. Not to me, I think it's not even 10% of what they're supposed to.
I've said average time. That is, because there are those who don't speak.
Yes.
But if you allowed each of them
to speak,
to say something anytime they want, the total time would be 5 minutes. So we have a system that we need to examine ourselves. We have a parliamentary system that we need to check and see, does it still serve us? If you had, I remember the times of Norbert Mao, the times of the Winnie Byanyimaz, the times of the Reagan Okum, Ben Wacha, Wandera Ogalo. There was a very, very intelligent man who came from Chotera. Was called Patrick Chigundu, I think. The one who later got an accident was Patrick Chigundu. There are so many. They would get time. That for them, they never mind about how much time you speak for what you are presenting says. So you do speak for 10 minutes on a particular topic, not as a committee chair presenting a report, but if a member of parliament who is knowledgeable on a particular subject got up to speak or deliberate about it, you'd be given as much time.
Where did that change from?
It cannot work with the numbers. Everybody wants to see something.
So twava kumugendo, the day we allowed to create as many constituencies as possible. Maybe
we also need to increase the time. Because you can increase the constituencies, but maybe the time that parliament sits should now be day and night. So that instead of using only these 12 hours of day, we can also add another 12 hours of night.
So Simon,
so that each of...
Do the members of parliament have what to speak?
Another subject of debate.
Because what I say always, Ogambo budde butono obuweebwa abakaba parliament, which I want to actually agree with. But again, we see the usual faces standing up to speak. You see Semujunganda, you see Muhammad Nsereko, you see Medad Segona. Out of the 529 members of parliament, the faces that we see always are not more than 50.
Yes, that also...
and they do that repeatedly.
You would now blame that on government. Because these members of parliament are like us. If you're going to be a good journalist to come and make a good presentation here, you do some research.
Yes.
You do some reading. That's why you see many of us journalists don't make good marriages. Why? We are limited in terms of attention. You don't know how many media channels I scan through in a single day. That I will read plus news. When you write and post your stories, I have to read them. But not only yours, I read stories of other websites. I also watch TVs, not only this one, but I also watch other TVs, local and international. I also go through groups. I'm a member of very many WhatsApp groups with my Basoga friends, with my journalist friends, with the many fraternities I belong to, Rotary and others. So I scan through many of these ones. So out of those, I get knowledge when I come here. Now, if it was a normal state, I would be a research assistant of a member of parliament, given my knowledge. I would be a research assistant so that if a member of parliament, say coming from Kaliro, my MP is called Wire Sanoni Nadeva, wanted to speak about something and is on his way, he would call me and say, hello, Simon, today I want to present something about the road, state of the roads in our area. Do me some research. So by the time he reaches Kampala, I've provided him with information on the total kilometers we have in the Kaliro, which roads have been worked on, which roads belong to government, which roads belong to local government, and I provide that information to them. Now, if these MPs cannot afford to pay even some of their drivers, some don't even pay their drivers. Some members of parliament actually, I don't know, even when lunchtime comes, this driver drives his member of parliament inside Serena, inside Sheraton, The member of parliament is going to have lunch, spend an average of 50 to 100,000 on his lunch, and he gives 5,000 to his driver to go and drive elsewhere and have lunch at 3 or 5,000. So you find very big vehicles belong to members of parliament packed at food joints. Ezabano bawansi ne wababeredde ne wamama Nakyejwe, ewa Mukiga, ewa Mutora babatuwa. Why? Because a member of parliament cannot manage to spend as much money on lunch of his driver like he has spent on himself. You understand? Now, in that case, a member of parliament cannot afford a research assistant. But even when you put research assistants in a parliamentary pool
that is crowded too,
and you say, we have, I mean, how many will you employ? But if you give a member of parliament a budget, run his office, and you cater for payment of a research assistant, I believe, I am not saying I
doesn't
should
parliament cater for them? I'm not sure about that.
The researcher, I don't think. It is not.
I need to.
They cannot afford. I mean, if you are taking me, for example, me Muyanga Rutaya, to be a research assistant of, say, the Prime Minister or of a member of parliament, how much would you pay me?
Oh, you need some good money, of course.
An average
I think, Sir Simon, we need to interest ourselves more on that, because I've heard some members of parliament claiming to have personal assistants.
Maybe a personal assistant is a welfare handler.
Do they have them?
A personal assistant is not a research assistant.
No, what I'm saying, yes, but what I'm trying to bring out, these personal assistants, are they given to them by parliament or government?
Not at all.
Because if at all they were given to them by parliament or government, my view would be, instead of having a personal assistant, it would have been better to get them research assistants.
No. In that case, yeah, that would be the ideal. I think if I were in government, for example, like I want to be, if I were in government, I would constitute the office of a member of parliament to include the member of parliament, a personal assistant with his personal welfare, a political assistant for his political assistance, a research assistant, a personal driver, and a finance manager.
About six staff of a member of
parliament. 5 staff on top of the member of parliament. That would be the office. Because even if you look at the way the members of parliament spend their money, they need someone to manage it. I was in Kariro on Friday, when the Speaker, Honorable Anita Among, sent Peter Ogwang to represent him at the fundraising of the Bulamoch County Member of Parliament, Mwami Buyire Sanon Nadeba. And a Member of Parliament from Jinja, called Honorable Zijan, I think had some 2 million shillings or 1 million, and decided to throw the notes to the crowd. He said, Mbaweko, Timu Emuke, next president Andako
was just throwing.
Namwe muliye nazisula mu bantu. One person fainted and almost died. He's actually still in hospital.
Struggling to get the money.
The way they were giving out the money. 2, I also observed that all members of parliament who presented and were making fundraising were picking money from their pockets. Ndidde gano kulamunange bwire sanu nadeba abantu bebula mujimwe bale kulonda era mwere akakaire kesente era kakano. I don't remember any member of parliament who called up their personal assistants or financial handlers to say, era nkobye mwana wange agema kubye mpiya, and the way that I would see money coming from the personal assistants, this bag or pocket to the donation. It is members of parliament managing their own money on themselves, on their own bodies. That is an expression of lack of understaffing. And you know, there are things we do in Africa that if you don't think about them carefully, you may miss a point. I'll give you an example. There's a guy, a friend of mine, called Shafiq, not this Shafiq here. Irenga bunangani wa muyanga wasoma communication. Njakalulabeko ku bulango bwe South Africa, obulango TVCs.
No, we Kenya.
TV ads obwe South Africa.
No, we Kenya.
Olabeko n'obulango bwe Kenya. Audience in South Africa bali coding akalango related to the scene, the location of shooting is a big hotel, a nice street, a plane, an airport, or that kind of environment. For us, we have shooting obulango, ndozo obula katinga buno kwetulina, jeri kan. And the kalango jeri kan. Why? Because the population, the people who made these adverts, look at our population as a population of jeri kan, because bazanyisa bidomola. That's where brains end. And somebody brings a bidomola, nasoloza n'abantu, ngolaba, a population that is jobless, naive, and excited on just jerrycan. So they record adverts with jerrycan, jerrycan, add the kilo on yourselves and stops and pick your sugar. That's the level at which people look at our population. Now, if they were recording an advert in Kenya about the same product, they would be doing different things. They would show how you get into a supermarket or you want to buy something, get out a Visa card, do this. You cannot do a Visa card in an advert for Uganda because we don't understand.
Nobody will even give attention to what you are.
Now that jerrycan advert is very popular, and you see the man, the way he is dressed, the way he walks, the environment, the setting, jerrycan. I look at this and say, oh Jesus Christ.
So our children at home,
we are still
on
jerrycans in this century. When shall we?
I agree with you.
So
I agree with you. So basically there is.
And the bad thing is single kunuma. Ebintu bino biyita unattended to, biyitawo unnoticed, ne tubikubira mu ngalo, even when they affect us. That njagala genda wetegereza akalanga ako. You need to look at, and it's an interesting one. When I'm looking at it, I'm just laughing. The way the man speaks his English.
You know. I initially I was. I'm like, oh Jesus. Initially, I wasn't so much interested in it till when my daughter, when I saw the ad attracting the attention of my 3-year-old.
No, my children sing. Actually,
I got surprised. What is this?
Singing, saying, jerrycan, jerrycan. I said, what is this? They said, that dokamanyi never kandaga. Then I said, oh, look at the orientation. This is the level of population we have. That barikodinga kulaga bintu bwebiti. That's our level. That's our level.
And you're saying,
and it means a lot by
about us as a
that's
community.
what it speaks about us. Now, njagala okwate the same advert company olaba akalango kakali mu Uganda akazanya, that advert of jerrycan cannot play in South Africa. I can guarantee you cannot play it in South Africa. You can't, I guarantee you. You cannot.
And how do you read that parliament which we've been discussing?
That's what I'm saying. Ntine parliament yaffe abajira batulabira awo. After all, what much doing from member of parliament? Avuga ave butambala atuuke wano ayogere byayagala ne bwabyagala to be research. But if there was a demand,
but do you remember
an inherent demand that you speak with authority?
So Simon, you come from Busoga. I remember President Yoweri Museveni bwe yali ku MKU campaign rallies. I think yali ya kalwa kalimu Honorable Paul Mwiru. I think. If I'm mistaken, you'll remind me.
It was Mwiru and Nabeta.
No. Yes, there was Mwiru, I think, and Nabeta. When President Museveni
when you talk about ginger, it's the perennial culprits are Nabeta and Mwiru.
Yeah. Then the president said, "Nzini mu parliament, nebo munsindikira abebaka. Kasita abeeranga anaazuukuka kaseera k'okulonda n'awanika omuki."
Do you remember that Nabeta lost that?
Yes, he did.
He did, because when he came to campaign for Nabeta, he actually did campaign.
But now that again speaks on how, say, the president also looks at parliament. That he doesn't see any big thing they can influence or do for the country apart from yes or no.
Because if we are speaking about law, for example, if we are looking about legal issues, I love to listen extensively to Abdu Katundu, to my friend Medad Segona, to the other lawyers in parliament. If you're talking about medical issues, give sufficient time to Dr. Bariomunsi. Let him speak, because he has authority in this one. He has solved many issues. If you want to talk about issues of like botany, agriculture, the people like the Sempinjas can speak. The Sebwanikas can speak. By the way, Sebwanikas' ideas on agriculture are excellent. Just too good. But they do not have the time. When you are talking about the parish development model, which is an economic transformation model. Who are those economists in Parliament speaking about it? And how much time have they been given?
You see, Simon, your problem is that you're too ideal. You're looking at a member of Parliament as a very huge person that should actually, in fact, what you're saying, that's how it should be, but it's not the reality. You're looking at a member of Parliament as a very huge person that should be influencing policies, doing so many things in this country, influencing, reviewing, and but that's not the case here. That's not how they are viewed.
That's the member of Parliament.
Kati gwe member of Parliament ono gwoyagala okuba ne Issa Simon. Gwotunulira nti yalikoze kino naye akola kino n'akola kiri ye yeetaaga ba staff bana abalala abataano mu Uganda abaka ba Parliament be tuyina level yaabwe ekoma ku kuwanika mukono.
No, because they have not been trained. They need to be assisted. When I first appeared in this industry as a journalist, I was not speaking the way I speak today. I was assisted. When I went to CBS to work first as a reporter, Mr. Andiwara Nachiwanuka, Mr. Malebu Sura Godfrey, Mwami Honorable Kaddu Mukasa, Mr. Robert Kasozi, my brother Bemuchivi and others mentored me. Katulu Bwama, who was the most shabby all the time, Gayambalanga Bwayagala, was again my counsel on dressing. You come and say, Gwe, Musoga Gwe, talking in Parliament, no yambala buno bwoti, dayo. But ngatagenda, but that was mentoring. So these members of Parliament too need to be assisted, because first of all, some of them are first-time MPs, legislators. They need to be assisted. If Mr. Museveni has...
Who is going to assist them? When you see Sir Simon, nga abakulira Parliament, ombako wa Parliament okumusobozesa okola bwe balowooza nti kyekiyamba eggwanga nga ayina kuyita ba religious leaders nti bane mujje mubeere mu Parliament mutunulire bulungi ababaka bammwe.
So the effect we have had is that instead of getting researched statements, fact-based debates, ofunanga zaabali. They have not known anything sweet to a man like a woman. The sweetest thing to a man is a woman. The person who speaks is a Catholic father. Then you are like, okay, how did he know that this is the sweetest thing? You understand? And no, what statement, what value
does it add?
Does that statement add on the debate on anti-homosexuality? Because the kind of anti-homosexuality we are talking about was not only about man entering man. It also involved the woman entering a woman. And they never said the reverse, that the sweetest thing to a woman is a woman. And you know, I have not seen any statement that members of Parliament have clapped for,
like that
applauded like that.
They did. I think the late Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Olanya, bw'atunulira ebintu bino ndowooza gyali awulira nga n'omuntu gumwetoolola kubanga nzijjukira
tetwalaba ku mulambo gw'Olanya, so you can never be sure.
Bwe yali nga yakalya obwa Speaker of Parliament yatuga njagala research based fact best Parliament, do some research. And then the research they are doing,
even Kadaga would provoke MPs to speak,
is that the sweetest thing on earth
to a man is a woman.
That is the research members of Parliament.
That's what he thinks. And that's all. Ukulu ya debating. Era mu Hansard ya Parliament.
Yayogera.
Wabuze emiruji ya kwogera ku
nogo
bagubala yayogerera ddala naye nga yogera Catholic father n'atubulira
father onene.
Yatubulira obuwomi bw'omukazi n'atubulira amanyi ekisinga yoko kitegeeza ye mu nsi gy'ataba n'abakazi talinayo kintu kyonna kiwooma ku nsi kyalya kubanga ekisinga okuwooma father takirya.
Eno ni Gangamka ku Baba TV. Eno ni Baba TV obusoga bulaire.
Buli kumashanzu kukane sanyu Kuras farm never kanga mumaja Luna kulupia bila tabi pia Kuras farm achuse zabola muwa Mama yeba kumasa Mononji muangazi
tukwaniriza mu family yaffe y'emifaliso gya Rose Form. Muno mwe muli buli kika ky'omufaliso kyonna kye wali owulidde. Rose Form, ensi y'ebirooto ebirungi.
Bw'oyogera nnyaffe Uganda ku Radio Africa tolemwa kumwenya olwa kamwenyumwenyu akajjudde abanywanyi. Embeera y'obudde yatukolako mukwano n'obutonde obutubeezaawo ne butusobozesa buli omu okubeerawo mu ngeri ye kuba ffenna tuli banjawulo ne mu ngeri gye tukwasaganyamu emirimu gyaffe. Naye ekitugatta ne tufuuka omuntu omu bwe buwoomyo buva mu kyokunywa ekya Hallelujah Jingatted Drink ne Hallelujah Tamarind Drink eddekende erikumala ennyonta ate nga wejjanjaba omubiri gwo. Ekyokunywa kino kye kitegeera emibiri gyaffe kuba kya butonde 100 ku 100. Woomerwa ekyokunywa kirimu omubisi gw'enkooge. Hallelujah Tamarind Drink ne Hallelujah Jingatted Drink bikolebwa ba Hallelujah Reflexology Healthy Solution and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Weefunira ekyokunywa kya Hallelujah leero okuva ku maduuka wonna. Bakubire ku noti 393 24 15 6
Get yourself a Zuku TV decoder and satellite dish today at a low price of only 105,000 Ugandan shillings and a Zuku decoder at only 60,000 Ugandan shillings and enjoy your favorite movies, series, kids entertainment, music, local and international news and lots more. Enjoy amazing packages like Zuku Smart, Zuku Smart Plus, Zuku Classic, Zuku Premium and Zuku Asia. Get connected today. Zuku, life got better.
It is in our passion. It is in our achievements. It is in our architecture.